Hello violinists, welcome to Pro Strings. I'm Henriette and today we're practicing the greatest gift of all from 101 Christmas Violin Songs by Hal Leonard. We're going to play it through first of all from the beginning to the end, and feel free to grab your instrument and play along with me, and then on the second go we'll talk about a few different possibilities with fingerings and bowings and so on. So play it in your own style first of all. 3, 4, 1. One, 2, 3, 4. 1. What a lovely song this is, really, really sweet. So there are various different ways in which you can play this piece. If you've learned some positions, I will tell you a little bit where you can add the third position, where you can add vibrato, but if you haven't learned either positions or vibrato, you can play just in the first position and keep it really lovely and plain. So let's now go through this song again, bit by bit, and we'll talk a little bit about how you can vary the bowing or the fingering and where you can add vibrato. As I've said before in this series of Christmas carols, when you play on your violin a song that is meant to be sung, we're sometimes coming across some issues where the notes are very much tied like you have here, or where you would have other accents that are much easier to sing than they are to play. So we come across issues like this in this song as well, and I'll show you how I've got round the issues and how I think they can sound quite nice after all. We're going to start playing, but we're going to keep stopping and starting to discuss little bits that we have played. 3, 4, 1. And here immediately we have a section where I've slurred all the notes, because you will sing that all in one, like that. And that is much easier to sing than it is to play. This is a perfect example of that. Shall we play it again? Slurring everything there in that second bar. 3, 4, 1. Three, 4. Now start up bow here and here we've got a similar section. And now we're going to just think back. I would like to play the last D of line 1 in a down bow. So the E just before needs to be an up bow. So the other D, one note further back again, has to be a down bow again. So then if we start this up bow, you can do that, or alternatively you could start it down bow and then slur the last 2 notes of this bar. Whatever you feel most comfortable with. So 2 options. First, starting down bow. And slurring these 2 notes before you then get to the last note here. Or we can start it up bow. Down bow here, up. So those are the 2 options. I just started down bow and slur this. Option A, or option B, which is actually the choice that I've made when I played it all the way through for you right at the start of this video, is starting up bow. So that is another option. Let's put it all together, this whole line. 3, 4, 1. Three, 4, 1. 2, 3, 4, 1. Now I'm going into the 3rd position and you've perhaps noticed that this is much nicer in the 3rd position than it is. So, of course, if you have not yet learned the 3rd position, that's absolutely fine. Just play it in the 1st position. But if you've already done the 3rd position, then you can perhaps start on the 1st finger at the 2nd line. 4th finger here. And now I'm going to stay in the 3rd position. And the reason I'm staying in the 3rd position here is that I can then play that last A at the end of line 2 with vibrato. And again, like I've said before, there's nothing wrong with playing it open. If you are slightly further advanced, that you might add some more atmospheric playing into this song. I'm going to continue in the 3rd position on line 3. I'm going back to the 1st position on the 3rd bar of line 3. because that is a bit more difficult to achieve in the third position. You see, that fourth finger I'm not really fond of on the G string. So that is why I would prefer to start this section into the first position. Because here on the second finger I can add my nice vibrato. And then go to another second finger right there. Now, if you find this confusing, don't worry about it because it is confusing. I'm going to now go back to the third line and we're playing it again from the beginning of the third line. 4, 1. Rest, rest. Let's carry on now from the fourth line. I'm still in the third position there. And you will perhaps have noticed that both sets of two semiquavers, I'm slurring them both. So both in the middle of the fourth line, those two semiquavers, I put a little slur on and I'm playing them up bow or okay, and also the two semiquavers towards the end of the fourth line. And the reason why I slur these two sets of semiquavers is that I want to finish down bow on the last G of the fourth line. So that's how I end up there. So I'm starting up bow here. And up bow again here. Yes, that's it. And now I'll play it for you in the first position. This is line 4 in the first position. 4, 1. Shall we join all of that up now from the beginning? And then we'll talk about the section where the key changes. So from the start now. 3, 4, 1. Four, 1. 3, 4, 1. Rest. 3, 4, 1. Now I have a whole bar rest. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay, so here you see I'm slurring everything. I'm stopping the bow. You might actually just tie it like that, or if you can play the third position. If you are playing that bit in the third position, it might be wise to start after the rests in the third position. You see, that way it works very nicely. Whichever position you play it in, do start up bow after the key change. 4 and 1. 3, 4, 1. 2, plays exactly the same. You have exactly the same options here as the line above. This time, since we're not now playing an extra upbeat here, we're starting down bow on this. You see? Or in the third position, down bow start. 3, 4, and up bow, and. So you can play it in the first position like that with an open D string, or if you're a little bit further advanced, have a go at trying this in the third position. 4 and 1. And you've noticed I'm slurring all of those, and I'm playing those notes in the up bow so that I play down bow here. We tend to finish these long notes at the end of phrases down bow so that they become naturally a bit softer, you see. Because your bow gets thinner on this end, you're naturally getting a little bit lighter on the bow towards the point, you see, so that's the reason why. Let's carry on now, and this you can play again either in the first position like I just played it, or in the third. Three, 4, 1. So if you play this section in the first position, try to use some fourth fingers here. Fourth finger. And 4 again. That way you play as many notes as you can on the D string and G string, you see. It's no use going to the A string for just one note, that one A. Now, if you've learned the third position, you might start in the third position here. And change back here. Why we want to go to the third position if possible there is because of that last C. That's it. It sounds nice on the first finger there. Carry on now, and we are having another key change. So now we've got an F sharp and a C sharp again. Watch out now, because the third finger on the G string is now raised again. 4, 1. So watch out here. 3, 4, 1. So again, the semiquavers and the quaver are slurred, up bow. So we finished down bow on the E there. This is all very similar to what we've already done before, isn't it? So let's carry on now. And up bow. Okay, now here you can very clearly see the start of the third line of the second page. We've got 3 Ds, which is an odd number, so we're starting up bow. Whereas we've got a very similar section at the top line of page 2. There you also start on an up beat because you've got 3 Ds, but all the other sections that we've played since the top of the second page start on an even number of quavers. So A1A is a down bow, and also the second line, when you've just got 2 Ds, also a down bow, you see. Now let's carry on a little bit more, and let's go from the third line of the second page. 3, 4, 1. 3, 4, 1. Okay, here you can see I've slurred these two up bow because I want to finish down bow. Whereas the first phrase, just 2 bars earlier, down bow here. You see, so we use the bowing to finish our phrases in the most beautiful way. Carry on, and 1. Now we've got to think about the bowing a little bit more. Of course, we want to finish that super long D at the end, down bow, which means that the semigravers in the 2/4 time bar are slurred, and I'm slurring that quaver in the 4/4 time bar onto it. Okay, so then I've just got a long bow left right at the end, and an up bow, the 4 notes before the D. That means that of the last line, the last note E, the long one, needs to be a down bow. So I'm just counting backwards now, you see. So the D will be up bow, and I'm going to slur the A and the D, and I'll show you. D, long down bow, rest, okay, and so on. Now we've still got the issue of the 2 semigravers at the end of the penultimate line, and I'm just playing those 2 separate bows, down bow start. So you go, see, that works really nicely. And 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there's your practice in slow playing right at the end. So all of that last note is all down bow. Wow, this is coming together very beautifully, isn't it? Let's now put everything together, and we're going to play it from the beginning to the end. And let's see how we end up now. 3, 4, 1. Three, 4, 1. 4, 1. 4, 1. 4, 1. Three, 4, 1. Three, 4, 1. One, 2, 3, 4, 1. Three, 4, 1. Three, 4, 1. And that's lovely, I think, if you can make that last note last very, very long. I hope you've enjoyed that. If you have, please share this video with your friends. If you've got any questions or comments, do please use the comments section below this video. And I very much look forward to seeing you again in some other song. Goodbye.